Hi, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender, and I'm very excited to talk to you about one of the most fascinating films I saw at this year's Sundance Film Festival. I saw The TV Glow. This is a movie, I have to be honest, wasn't very much on my radar. I think the title kind of scared me off. I don't know. The title sounded kind of weird, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I might be able to skip that one. But then the movie premiered at Sundance in the first couple days, I think, and I started to hear all of this amazing word of mouth. And what got me intrigued very quickly was the term elevated horror. This is an A24 film, and someone online, I think, compared it to Hereditary and The Witch, and many of these incredible elevated horror films we've gotten in recent years. And immediately I was like, okay, I have to see this. And then one screening went by and another screening went by, and I could never fit it in my schedule. And I got to my last day at Sundance, my last day in person in Park City, Utah. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to see I Saw the TV Glow. I don't think it's happening. And the middle of my last day, a surprise screening popped up at night for this movie. And so this was the last film I saw at Sundance before I headed home. And what a way to go out. It was everything people said it was. I walked in with very high expectations. I am a huge horror fan. Any kind of independent, experimental genre movies with great performances and cinematography and storytelling, sign me up. I Saw the TV Glow is not going to be a film for everybody. There are stretches of this movie where I was like, what the hell is happening? It's like, what's happening in this narrative? This is kind of crazy. The movie starts off pretty grounded. It's like a coming of age story. It's mostly a drama about lonely people connecting through a show that they love. In the story of I Saw the TV Glow, the two main characters, Owen and Maddie, really bond over this sort of subversive show that airs on Saturday nights called The Pink Opaque. This is like the mid to late 1990s, and it's a Monster of the Week series that in many ways reminded me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, my favorite show of all time. Like, even the font that they use in the show within the movie is the exact same font as Buffy. I have such a loving, nostalgic feel for that show. And so when I noticed in I Saw the TV Glow that The Pink Opaque had some parallels to Buffy with its humor, its quirkiness, and its creepiness, let me tell you, as the movie goes on, we do get glimpses of some darker elements of the show, The Pink Opaque. And you're like, okay, like this aired on TV? Like people were watching this? Holy shit. I mean, here's the thing with I Saw the TV Glow. It is such an awesome visual and auditory experience. If it's not like a hits film right away, like it's weird enough that I don't think it's going to have like a robust theatrical box office performance. This is going to be a cult movie that people are going to watch over and over again. That was my initial reaction watching this, and especially once it gets to that really interesting, twisted third act and ending, which I wouldn't dare spoil for you. I am very happy nobody really spoiled much about this movie. I went in pretty cold, even though the movie had been screening a few times, and many people I saw at Sundance had seen it. They could have spoiled a few things, but I didn't know anything really outside of like who was in it, that the director was really talented, but it was endlessly surprising and lovely and weird, filled with some terrific performances. Justice Smith as Owen is a showstopper here. I mean, first off, physically, he ages from like 14. I won't say how old he gets, but older than 14. And it's always believable. And I'm like, how are they doing this? There's some makeup, it looks like, but it's more about his performance, the way he's able to act a lot of different ages. It never comes off as awkward or stilted or unbelievable. He is so magnificent in this movie, depicting his loneliness, his potential queerness, his obsessive love for this TV show, even when it's long been off the air. This actor just pops off the screen, and in a movie this strong, that gives him such a three-dimensional character who goes through this incredible arc throughout the 90 minutes, 100 minutes, whatever it is. It's very impressive, and one of my takeaways from I Saw the TV Glow, outside of really loving the movie and getting a lot out of it, was the Justice Smith performance. I'm excited to see where this actor is going to go, because he's very talented and charismatic, and he holds this film together, even when it gets extremely weird in the second half. You are always invested in him, wanting him to be happy, even when he's having very low moments, and it doesn't look like anything good is going to happen to this guy. Justice Smith is excellent in this, as is Bridget Lundy Payne as Maddie. To be honest, I spent her first couple scenes thinking, where have I seen this actress before? Do you ever do that while watching a movie or a show and you're like, I've seen this person in something before and I can't place it? Thankfully, it came to me fairly quickly. I wasn't sitting there thinking it the whole movie. It was like her third scene, and I was like, oh, Atypical. Atypical on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen that show. I think it's kind of underrated. I really enjoyed Atypical, and she was great in that. And she gets a great character in I Saw the TV Glow too. Maddie, like Owen, also ages over many years. And with Bridget Lundy Payne, it's also extremely believable. We first meet her when she is a freshman in high school, and she goes all the way to adulthood, and you buy into it. She is most definitely a queer character, and she's always trying to find herself. She has this connection to the show, The Pink Opaque, that ultimately takes Maddie to some surprising and very dangerous places. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give you too many plot elements of I Saw the TV Glow. Part of the joy in watching this is to let the bizarrely effective twists and turns of the narrative envelop you while you're sitting in the theater. You might think you know where this movie is headed in the opening 30 minutes. You don't. Like, this is not just like a nostalgic, dramatic, sort of mysterious film. Like, it goes to some extremely surreal places. I definitely got a David Lynch vibe at times in this movie, but at the same time, it's not a David Lynch ripoff. This is wholly original. It is the second feature by Jane Schoenbrunn, and what a talented writer-director she is. Holy shits. Like, there are shots in this movie that took my breath away. There is this one tracking shot that lasts at least 2 or 3 minutes that follows Owen through a school with a gorgeous medley of rich colors and a banger song on the soundtrack. It was like one of my favorite shots I've seen in a movie in a long time. And that's the thing with I Saw the TV Glow. There are tons of great shots, scenes with great haunting power, even when the surrealism takes hold of the narrative. And there are some slow moments. There are some parts where I was like, wait, what's happening here? What age are they here? Where did she go? How is he reacting? Like, there were some questions I had in the movie. I didn't fully love it with like a capital L. I walked out more intrigued by the story and entranced by the two lead performances more than I was like head over heels in love with every single aspect of the movie, I feel like I'm going to need a second viewing to help clarify some of my confusion with things in the second half. But I am always a fan of movies that swing for the fences, and even if it doesn't all quite work for me, like any writer-director who is taking me on a journey I really haven't taken before in a film, I mean, that gives a movie a lot of points, and when you have performances this strong, imagery I have not been able to forget, and that ending, an ending that will have you thinking about this movie long after you've left the theater. I Saw the TV Glow is one of the most memorable films I saw at Sundance. It is not going to be an awards player, let me put that out there. That's not going to happen. But I feel like 5 years from now, 6 years from now, I mean, when I think back on the horror films I have loved over the last decade, films like The Babadook, and It Follows, and The Witch, and Hereditary, Midsommar, I do think I Saw the TV Glow is going to have a long life. It's a film I do think will appeal to younger viewers. When they discover this, a lot of younger people are going to see themselves in these two main characters, and there's such a nostalgic element to the storytelling. Adults as well are also going to identify with the characters, with the themes. I very rarely in a movie have seen the medium of television explored in such a unique way. I Saw the TV Glow, again, is an experience, and I think you are going to love it. I give I Saw the TV Glow an 8 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. And let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite films in the elevated horror genre? And we'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.